Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome to another edition of Living World of Darkness, Rage Across New York. We find ourselves on the Sept of the Green, where one Olaf Tryggvason, the Stargazer encampment area, is doing what he always does. When there's not a lot going on, he's finished his rounds, the cubs are settled for the day, he's chopping wood. His particular cabin does not run on any kind of wood stove whatsoever, but there are others that do, and other people who need cut wood for various reasons, and he really has no particular problem chopping it.
Well, in light of the fact that Stoneclaw takes deep pleasure in sleeping through the hottest portion of the day, it is only suitable that now that others have settled in, that she is just now coming out. She will be preceded in appearance by her nose, which always pokes out of her den first to snuffle about, just try to figure out who's where, based on whatever the wind might blow her way, before she lurches in all of her gigantic shaggy glory out of the well, let's call it a pit. I can't really call it a hole uh, in the grounds not too far from the cup cabins. And hearing the rhythmic thudding of the axe, she will take advantage of the nice afternoon going on evening type weather to to amble idly towards the den father and investigate what exactly he is doing that is making so very much noise. And so when she gets within a reasonable distance, perhaps a little closer than reasonable considering the fact that he's swinging an axe around, she will simply sit and watch, ears pricked.
Eventually, when Dusk, or not Dusk, but Stoneclaw has been there for a minute, Olaf stops because she's a wee bit close to him, and she's been staring for a while, and eventually looks at her. What's up?
She picks her nose up, kind of woofs at what he's doing. It doesn't seem to be making any smell except sweat. So she finally pricks her ears again and looks intently at him and asks simply, "What are you doing?" With
Eh,
an inquisitive tilt to lend to the lack of a inquisitive lilt.
I see what you did there. Well, chopping wood.
Why?
Eh. Mm. He kind of strokes his beard. I said kind of. He's really manhandling his beard. I would say many homemade uses for cut wood.
She takes a glance towards the cabins that are only so far away, probably out behind one of them, eyes it up and down thoroughly, assessing the building, before looking back to him and stating firmly, "Too small."
Olaf looks at the cabin and looks at her, looks at the chopped firewood, looks at her, looks at the cabin. This triangle of deduction continues for quite some time before it finally gets through to him what she meant. Which point, just kind of sighs and says, No, not for building, Dusk. Or I keep saying that. Not for building, Stoneclaw. Not for building.
She decides that this is the optimal time to take charge of one of the pieces that he only just split, as it is, well, easily picked up in her massive maw, And she proceeds to pick it up and gnaw on it for a second, and then spit it out, and then look at him again. Why?
He doesn't seem to really care that she's gnawing on it. Um, he's not wood possessive. He sets the axe down though because it's not doesn't seem necessary for him to keep in his hands, and sits on the stump that he was using as a cutting board.
His butt's covered in sawdust.
Probably. Probably. So, covered in ass sawdust, he scratches the side of his head. Well, some of them use it for making fire. Some of them use it to help make smaller things like carving. And that's about the two uses I've ever seen of this kind of wood.
She considers this with her her paw is set on the piece that she's been playing with, and she glances about, tilts her nose into the air, doesn't detect any smoke, and looks accusatorily down at this piece of wood. And finally just lets the whole thing go for no apparent reason, and decides that this is the best thing for chewing on, and with her paw still on the giant piece to steady it, starts splintering away pieces, gnawing, pulling, giant neck flexing, and just starts kind of savaging it for no reason.
And wandering into this little interlude, coming down the sidewalk from the direction of the larger portion of the park, comes dusk. He is still wearing his I Heart New York t-shirt with a pair of Olaf's blue jean shorts that have been modified with fabric paint at this point. Someone has painted flowers and peace symbols on them. He is wearing Lucas's unicorn flip-flops. He has a Starbucks iced coffee in his hand. And in his other hand, he has some type of a burrito-looking contraption that he appears to be eating. However, you do kind of, because both of you have the ability to smell, you don't smell any meat coming from that thing. And he has headphones in his ears, and he is kind of walking along, eating, headed towards the two of you.
Stoneclaw is abruptly interested in this new form of food.
Olaf just stares for a long fucking time. Like a long time. He looks like he's trying to puzzle out the origins of literally everything he's staring at.
Dusk kind of walks up, and he'll stop a respectful distance, and he'll take a sip from his iced coffee. Then he kind of shakes his head for the he'll put everything down and try to the thing that you now see is a veggie falafel kind of starts to fall apart. He's trying to put it back. He kind of holds it together with two hands and turns his head to the side as he's trying to hold falafel and show respect at the same time.
Stoneclaw is now more aggressively investigating this falafel. She is lumbering her way over, nose first, waffling, and I mean, unless he stops her or like holds it above his head or something, which might be enough to get it out of her reach, is going to like practically stick her muzzle in this thing to snuff it and figure out what the hell it is.
Yeah, he's trying to keep it away from her. He's like, Stoneclaw, nope, mine. What are you doing? You don't want any of this. He's like moving it around like a kid who's trying to keep it from another kid from grabbing it. And he's still trying to keep his head to the side while looking at Olaf, kind of like,
This will go on for a hot second as Stoneclaw is bound and determined to figure out what is in this, because it doesn't smell like there's much food in it. At least the pizza had the decency to have pepperoni.
And Dusk is whispering, "You're gonna get me in trouble. Cut it out."
She'll finally, at that, kind of bulk back a bit and glance over her shoulder.
Dusk, how did you acquire all of these things?
Where do you want me to start?
Okay. I know where you got the shorts. I have a vague idea what happened to them. If they were not yours before, they certainly are now. The headphones, the coffee, that useless piece of vegetables and couscous that you have in your hand.
Meanwhile, Stoneclaw will helpfully chime up, what is couscous? Snuff, 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 from where she's standing. Not quite trying to put her face in it this time.
It is type of grain.
Gus says, and he's still sitting there with his head to the side. I made a friend? He smiles.
And what friend is this?
An overly big smile.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, god damn it.
He's smiling. I made a friend?
Stoneclaw proceeds to wander off. God knows what she's going to do, but undoubtedly she will return.
Okay. What friend?
Her name's Moonbeam. She's one of Unicorn's brood. But not like Unicorn's boon. She is kin.
American folk. That is a thing that happened. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
She teaches something called yoga in the other side of the park.
And apparently has taken quite the shine to you.
She said I should stop eating pizza and ice cream because it wasn't good for me, that I should eat this stuff, that it is good for me. And so she bought it for me. And she painted my pants. Look. And you see him look down and he's kind of gesturing towards his pants.
And like Olaf face palms briefly. I can see that. Yes, I can. That is the thing I can see. Unicorn
they match my flip-flops, and he kind of brings one leg up. And he's like looking at the unicorn flip-flop, kind of showing it with the leg. See?
I really, really have to get you shoes at some point.
These aren't appropriate foot coverings?
Not if you gotta move fast.
Yes, I noticed that. Not so good for that. I usually just kick them off when that happens. Although they were very comfortable while I was doing that whole yoga thing with Moonbeam. She's really stretchy, and he starts like pulling one leg. She can do like this. Ugh. And he's trying to pull his leg behind his head, and it's just not working.
You know, why
Is he still juggling the falafel, or is it ground bound now?
Oh no, it's still in his other hand. And he is still giving Stoneclaw the eye, like, my food.
She has returned now, presumably with her prize from the previous hunt in her muzzle. So there's this large strip of what may be flank. It's meat. It's still got the... Okay, it probably doesn't still have the hair on it because Olaf's pretty good about dressing their kills. But she comes back with this raw piece of meat hanging from her muzzle.
Oh, by now, just for the sake of preserving it, most of the meat has been cured to some degree.
In that case, it is cured meat. Maybe smoked? Whatever the case. And she is approaching dusk. with something of an insistent look as she starts kind of shoving this at him. She just kind of nudges this hunk of meat into his, let's say, just below the shoulder. She's pretty tall.
He looks down at it. Oh, thank you. We'll trade. And he'll put the falafel on the ground.
Why are you feeding a falafel to a wolf?
And he'll take the strip of meat. And he'll sit down and sniff at it, and then... Oh, wait a minute. This is meat. Moonbeam says I shouldn't eat meat anymore.
You eat meat.
He kind of frowns a little bit. Really?
What Moonbeam don't know won't hurt you.
He nods. Absolutely.
Stoneclaw is busily dissecting this falafel and trying to find the bits that aren't veggie bits for the most part. Though some of those get consumed in the process. She doesn't really mind.
Damn, almost got you.
I'll see what I can get here, though I need to open my thing.
You appear to have gotten through to him. He's a meat eater. Good for you, Olaf. He does kind of, you see him kind of he puts the meat down, though, and he'll pick up his iced coffee and take another sip. He does the whole thing from the Hercules cartoon. Thirsty? And offers you the iced coffee.
I'm good. Look,
you sure? And he kind of shakes it.
Look, I legitimately don't.
Sniff.
Okay. He'll offer it to Stoneclaw.
She proceeds to experimentally mouth the straw because she has no idea how the fuck those are supposed to work. She's not having a good success rate here, but she is successfully, not nasty sloppy drooling, but definitely spitting on this straw and lid because she does not know what the fuck is going on right now. She does, however, pull her nose back after a second and look disappointed / accusing at this cup for not yielding its contents.
Dusk will take the straw away and kind of just... He doesn't chuck it over his shoulder. He'll take it and actually stuff it in a pocket. And then he'll take the top off and stuff that in the pocket as well. And he'll kind of lean it towards her. Just for reference, Katie, this is an iced coffee that's probably had, quarter pound of sugar put in it.
Oh, no.
She proceeds to stick her muzzle in the cup and lap at the contents. And then pull her nose out abruptly and kind of give it a shake. Because holy shit, that's a lot of sugar. And she doesn't even know. She can't even sugar.
Oh, no. You just introduced a lupus to the concept of stimulants.
Dusk kind of just clearly looks up. Is that bad?
It was going to happen sooner or later, but I would have preferred to be in a controlled environment, Dusk.
You see he's kind of got a grimace on his face. He's like, sorry?
She's smacking her lips and trying to decide how she feels about this.
Stoneclaw.
Looks kind of sorry.
Okay, these are numbers I can work with. But apparently not.
It looks kind of sorry.
What the fuck? Hold on. I gotta... I'm the worst villain arcs.
But,
what is empathy, anyways? But I know you're lying. Yes.
But does Stoneclaw really understand the concept of sorry, not sorry?
To a point. She understands that he is doing something wrong, but honestly, deceit really isn't part of her life yet. So she understands that there's something wrong with what he said. Like, his body language or his tone didn't match up just right. So she might cock her head for a second, but Olaf calling her name makes her jolt her head that way.
Stoneclaw, sugar very Not a lot, okay? That had sugar. Sweet tasting thing.
Smacks lips.
Yeah, not keep you strong. Not very good.
Dusk smiles.
Darn.
Uh, I left something in the cabin. I'll be right back. And he kind of hops up, leaving his falafel and his iced coffee there, and kind of jogs over towards Olaf's cabin and just walks in.
What the fuck? You know, I can only really blame myself.
Blink. You said was Alpha's den.
Okay, Stoneclaw, you were there for when I had this talk. Very many people who could claim same place. I let in and out because other guru need me a lot.
So food in box is not cached. Because not then.
No eat my food.
She wuffs.
Will still defend.
Food not cached is for one who is hungry.
I will say this way. If food is in box, cached.
Head tilt?
Other boxes inside big box, you see, yes?
Let's be honest, she probably didn't even investigate things like the cabinets or the refrigerator the last time around, so this may not occur to her, but she has the intellectual capacity to understand this concept.
Yeah, then that's what I was counting on.
Yeah, so she looks mildly confused, but eventually finishes processing it and begins to look disinterested in the subject, as is often the case, noses the falafel, and finally just sticks her face back into what remains of the coffee. Probably not much considering the outrageous slurping noises that were happening before.
Oi, Stoneclaw.
She quickly pulls her muzzle out of the cup and probably tips it over in the process. Snaps a glance at him. Innocent face.
You know what was in there, right?
Sugar.
And coffee.
What is coffee?
Coffee is water run through ground up type of beans.
She considers this. And while she's considering, kind of noses over and snaps up one of the pieces of ice. And mouths it a couple times, drops it. Looks perplexed, picks it up, mouths it a couple times, drops it.
That is ice.
Picks up, crunch, crunch, gone.
You can do that.
I like ice. Goes after all the other pieces, crunching.
Ice can be good.
Hey, it's been a hot day. She's obviously appreciating it.
It's just water made still by cold. You see much ice where I come from.
Ice is of Gaia?
Depends. If ice was made from clean, good water, is of Gaia. If water was corrupted, ice is corrupted.
She looks longingly to the remainder of the ice.
Is clean.
Noms, crunch, crunch, crunch. Slurp, gone.
Of course, Olaf literally only knows this because otherwise all sorts of bells and whistles would be going off. Um, but same time, always be careful. Worm touches lightly many things in the scar. You never know.
Ice is good, isn't Gaia? Meanwhile, she's nosing this cup around because there's that, that one piece that kind of gets suctioned onto the bottom of the cup, which
Yep.
means that she's essentially chasing this cup slowly in a wide arc because she's trying to push her muzzle into the bottom, but it's not bracing against anything, so it's just kind of scooting along the ground as she stretches on her tongue and looks at it and tries to get it, and it won't come off. So she is slowly but surely chasing this cup with a piece of ice in it.
Stoneclaw,
Pops head up.
you get your muzzle stuck in there.
Blink.
Jam in cup, not get back out of cup.
She looks down at this cup. Stomps a paw on it. And of course it gives. And kind of crunches shut. And so when she lifts her paw, she actually kind of looks disappointed. Cannot hold Stoneclaw. Too weak.
Watch though. And he comes up, and he goes to the cup and jams his fingers inside and pops it back right again.
Paw, paw, paw.
Hey, watch. He crushes it again. Weak like this. Pulls it back out. Strong like this.
She sets her ears back a bit.
I know, right? Like, he looks genuinely sympathetic. This would be disquieting to him, too.
She has decided she no longer likes the cup. And is probably eating... Aren't waffles in, pita or something?
Yeah, they are.
That pita is quickly going the way of the dinosaur.
Olaf just kind of watches.
She may very well start nibbling at whatever paper or foil it was wrapped in before spitting it out.
Seeing that she instinctively knows not to eat the wax paper, Olaf doesn't really bother. She's learned this for herself without doing herself any egregious harm.
It's definitely chewed up and it's got some tooth holes in it, but considering it yielded no flavor or pleasant texture, yeah, it has been kind of spat back out.
I don't eat many grains. Sometimes I eat roots or herbs.
She tilts her head slowly. Sick?
No. Is homid habit for flavors.
This is perplexing and she doesn't like it.
Olaf kind of sighs. I know for wolf, only eat some kinds of roots, some kind of herbs when sick. Is way to help self. For homids, sometimes we eat them for the way they taste.
Homids are strange.
We are. This is true.
She's gonna twitch an ear back towards Olaf's cabin. Glance that way. Wonder if Dusk somehow got lost. It is a big box, after all. However, when he does not magically appear upon her insistent staring, she decides to turn her attention to the slab of meat that he has left on the ground as well. And she will tilt her head.
Careful now. You traded that.
Did not eat.
Did not eat right now. Who is to say when he will eat?
Should eat is small.
I agree, is small. But one can change shape, not always small.
Is always small.
Olaf kind of just snorts.
She seems very dedicated to this.
Some will be small, Stoneclaw. Not all born big.
Could be big. Needs to eat. Get strong.
Does need to eat. Does need to get strong. One day at a time.
She'll hem and haw over what to do with this piece of meat, looking at it, tilting her head slightly one way, slightly the other. Is Olaf still on the stump? No, he got up to get the cup, didn't he?
Yep.
So she will delicately, and Olaf will be able to tell from the way she goes for it that this is not her lunging for food, for all that is normally what she does. And she will very delicately pick this up in her teeth and wander a couple steps and set it on the stump, and then sit and just kind of look at it.
I will make sure he gets.
Yes, good.
More learning.
She'll turn about to face him properly and settle back on her flanks.
Today you learn moons. Another day you learn tribes, but today you learn moons. And he gets up and goes into his cabin. Comes back out with a small box. He sits in front of her and he sets the box on the ground between them.
She will inevitably, as is her way, start sniffing this box.
Careful. Has fragile things inside.
And she'll back up a bit, but still have her nose extended in an inquisitive fashion.
I show you. And he opens the box and he digs around and he comes out with a full circle that is darkened. There's a darkened piece of glass. It's not quite obsidian, but it is dark enough to imply a negative in space. This moon is a new moon. Is the moon of the Ragabash. A Ragabash is questioner of ways, thinker of different things. A Ragabash always tests and challenges the ones around them. Also makes good scout. But first and foremost, they make sure the way that others take is the right way by asking many, many questions, making many, many challenges. Lucas, my beta, he is Ragabash.
And she has her listening face on and seems to have no thoughts on this particular moon and is just idly swaying her tail.
And he pulls out another one. Now, this one is crescent moon. Looks like a little crescent. and is colored and shaped as such. And he holds that out. This is crescent moon. This moon of Theurge. Dusk is Theurge. Gabriel is Theurge. Katori is Theurge. They are spirit talkers. They speak to spirits for us, make deals, get us help from spirits, deal with things in the Umbra, know all about this kind of thing. Their job is to always be expert on spirits in Umbra, know what to do.
This one takes a little more time. She spends a while in her thoughtful face, as it were. Kind of introverted, ears twitching a bit. Though after some processing time, she turns an expectant look towards him again.
And Olaf brings out the glass ornament representing the half moon. It is shiny, like all the other glass ornaments. This is half moon, Philodox moon, my moon. Philodoxes, they make sure everyone follows litany. They are judge of things when they happen to see if litany was broken or not, or if other thing needs to be judged. And when need be, they are what is called a mediator. They stand between one guru and the other guru, big disagreement, see what can be done to make it not disagreement anymore.
This is also considered briefly, not nearly as long as the Theurge. And, for all that I realize it's a bad example to pull from, she, simply questions, like Stoneclaw and Heidi.
Yeah. Like Stoneclaw and Heidi. He very carefully puts that back down. And picks up the next ornament. Gibbous moon. This is Gibbous moon. Galliard moon. Sideshan, he is Galliard. Galliard, they are keepers of things we know. They know these things and they sing the things so that no one forgets. Sometimes they also help inspire great bravery and strength by singing their calls in battle. A Galliard is very strong, but also feels great rage and great feeling, passion. They sing our tales so that they are remembered.
Coles is Galliard.
Yes, Coles is Galliard. True.
Alpha. You sing songs. For teaching. Not Galliard.
Not Galliard. One moon does not do the other moon's job. Not in a way that moon does.
This she mulls over. But keeps an ear pricked to him so he can continue.
Olaf brings out another ornament. This is an unmistakable full moon. A stone claw. This is full moon. Arun moon. Deshi. In my pack, he is Arun. Eric Skovgard. In the Striders of Ice and Concrete, their pack, he is Arun. Heidi was an Arun. Aruns, while all Guru fight, all Guru, their only job is fight. They are the fighters among fighters. Fight hard. Protect the pack.
And of all of them, this one clearly rings the most in tune with Stoneclaw's overall mentality. So she has perked up in the slightest. A little more of a tail wag.
I have guessed to what moon you are, but I still need to go and borrow Great Philodox's special item, Moon Watch. See
Boing.
for sure. Is a very special thing. We'll explain how later. There are things that are very precious to us because they have spirits inside them. Must honor the spirit inside the thing. Then spirit helps you.
And I'm gonna do a quick primal urge. Well, no, I guess I can't. Darn.
Well,
I can't do it unless you activate it.
oh yeah, and I had no reason to. Well, I had reason, but Wolf had not detected that there'd be need be a reason to activate it. This scene. Put it that way.
Yes.
But because he
We
is
go do
trying to
now.
make a point. What?
She just kind of goes, "We go do now."
Cannot go do now.
Why?
One with Moonwatch is Athro Philodox, named Morning Kill. To us, Morning Kill Raya. He is Truth Catcher, means highest Philodox in Sept. Very, very busy. Very, very important.
This is important.
Is true, but often he has things that are more important.
She huffs a breath, but that's about all the tantrum he gets.
One day maybe I keep close eye on you during mission or fight. You may not know proper what a gift is, but you'll use them on instinct. Some gifts only some moons have. Would be able to tell then.
Go fight?
Maybe soon. There is big trouble coming this way.
What kind of trouble?
Sometimes Guru fight Guru. One of those times is coming.
Why?
Depends. This time because some guru think a wrong thing is right. Won't listen.
She mulls this over. How do we know it is wrong?
We check special. Made sure. They think that Defy's death is worm tainted. She is not. We check. They think that by helping her we help Worm. We are not. So they come to fight us and to fight her. We not let them. We fight them.
We tell them is wrong. Still fight.
Still fight. They will not listen.
Again, some mulling, some ear twitching, and then just a... She doesn't do the nod, because that's just not a habit she has, but there's finally just kind of a gesture of acceptance.
Olaf by now has eased back to the point where he's kind of supporting himself on an elbow. It is sad, but sometimes happens.
She'll eyeball his posture for a moment. And then just kind of stretch herself down onto the ground, because fuck it.
It was hot today, but still need to make another patrol. You come?
Yes. Yes.
Olaf gets up and shakes himself out. Okay. Let's go patrol.
She, hurries, does a brisk little trot over to the nearest body of water to do her step across. She is obviously eager.
And Olaf takes his time, but he gets there.
And with that, I imagine they will step across and start their walkies.
Oh, yeah.
And unless you have something else in mind,
I do not.
then I will say thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. And we will see you next time on the Living World of Darkness of Rage Across New York.